Hello students, I'm going to show you how to get to the Moody Library homepage and run some advanced searches in the HBU OneSearch database. So I'm going to come up to this bar up here and type in my URL, hbu.edu/Moody. That gets me to my library homepage, and over here on the left, this is the link we use to find the catalog. Here is where you would go to find more specialized databases if you need to do that by discipline. Here's your link to your LibGuides. Here's your A to Z publication locator when you're looking to see if we have a specific journal. And then we've got an About the Library link here. HBU Answers is a place that you can go in and actually ask us some questions. And you've got library services here, where you can click and enter library loan, books, or journal articles that we may not have. Make sure you check the catalog and the A to Z publication locator to see that we don't have the journals, and check the catalog for everything else to make sure you don't have them before you enter library loan anything. Here's where you can find a research assistance, and these are links to other libraries in the area if you want to see if they have something that you might need. So here we are about mid-page on the library's website. I'm scrolling down. You see our chat is offline at this moment. Here's some contact information, HBU Answers again, and a mobile library button here. So scrolling down, you see HBU OneSearch in the middle of our screen. This is a search engine, our search database that is created by EBSCO, and it will let you search the catalog and all our databases at one time. It's such that you won't be able to run specialized searches here. This is still a very good place to start your research. Below that, you can see other links that you might be interested in. Let me go ahead and click on the advanced search. I prefer the advanced search to just the basic search that you saw on the first screen with the one search box like you see in Google. Awesome. This is the page that you will see when you log in from off campus, where you have to put in the same information you use for your HBU network login password, also for any computers that you use on campus. So I will go ahead and sign into this and then give my password and log in. This authenticates that I and you have paid our dues to use these services. Now, instead of the one search box, you see 3 search boxes. When you're doing your searches, you're going to want to put your ORs in the text boxes, and your AND should stay outside the text boxes. This is where you can actually come and ask the database to take the word that you've typed in here and search in a particular field. Your choices are select a field. I'll explain that to you in a minute. All text of all of the items, whether it's books or online articles, every single page of that item. The author field, the title field, this is the title of the article or title of the book. The subject terms, the journal title name or source name. The abstract, which is a summary of the article or book, and this abstract is usually about 150 words or less. The ISSN, which is the number we use for the serials or journal number. We also have an ISBN, which is the book number. This stands for International, I believe it's International Standard Book Number, International Standard Serial Number. Anyway, when you leave it at select a field, it searches all of these at one time, except it will not search each page of the article or book, which is really better because you want the terms to be in one of these main fields, not in the text field. You want your words not to be on one page of a 350-page book or one page of a 30-page article. So leave your searches at select a field for now. This is also limited to full text. I'm going to go ahead and take that off for this time. You also have the choice to limit your search to peer-reviewed scholarly journals. Most of your classes will require you to find only scholarly peer-reviewed journals. You also can limit by year. So many of our science classes require to use the last 5 years. Okay, and you can also take this off here if you would like to. I'm going to go ahead and run back up here, and I'm going to put in a couple of fun terms here. I'm looking for articles about Sasquatch, and I am not sure if there is a plural for Sasquatch, so I'm going to put the truncation symbol, which is Shift 8, or the asterisk at the root of that to have it look for the plural or singular of that. And I've already typed in my ORs, and I've got another term I'm interested in, Bigfoot, which I've also heard Sasquatch called. I've also seen different articles or stories about this abominable snowman. I'm not sure this is spelled right. Okay, and then another term for that would be the Yeti. I'm not sure how I want to narrow these down here for other terms to search yet, so I'm going to leave this open and run my search. I have 8,800 hits, which that's a lot, and I'm getting a report here. This is probably a link out to the internet. I'm getting a map here, which is interesting, from the government.gov, which is a pretty interesting site. You could keep that if you want it. I've got another journal article that's actually in the JSTOR database, which is about 98% peer-reviewed scholarly journals anyway, and there's a link to the full text right here. This is dated 2007. And more books and such. And depending on what your teacher has asked you to use, you have a choice to pick to use books or just regular magazine articles or journal articles or scholarly journals. It depends on what your teacher has asked for. So in this case, I see down here that my source types are listed. If I open this Show More, it shows me how many of these items I've retrieved are in what category. So I have about 2,000 magazines, 900 newspaper articles. I've got some book reviews or movie reviews or reviews of some sort. I've got 693 academic journals, 325 trade publications, 71 books, and then I've got reports, probably from the government offices, ebooks, and then some conference materials, biographies, and electronic resources. So I'm not going to pick any of these right now. Well, let's go ahead and pick academic journals just for fun. Now we're moving away. It will take out all the different sources I had that were not academic journals. This is updating. Let me scroll up here. I'm not sure that took. Let me just do it from here. Now it's updating. Okay, now I'm down to my 693 academic journals. Some of these will be full text, some of them will not. This one right here is from a conference and it's linking out. It's from an online source. So in that case, you can try to click this and see if you can actually retrieve that item. Same thing here and here. Let me try one of these. I am not sure how that deals with what I've asked for my subject heading. So I'm going to come down here to subjects and click on that, and I'm going to narrow down to terms that are more along the lines of what we're looking for. So let me go ahead and click on more so that I get all the different subject headings I can narrow it down to. And I try to pick like terms. In other words, I'm not going to take mental depression when I'm trying to find a different creature. So I'm going to go ahead and say Sasquatch. I'm not going to take mythical animals. I'm going to take the Yeti, and I'm going to take this little scroll down button here, and let's see what else we've got. I don't see Bigfoot yet, which I have seen before, and I'm not even sure what this is. It might be another term for this creature. Going back up again just to make sure. Now I have seen articles with Bigfoot listed. I'm not sure why they're not showing up now. I'm going to go ahead and update this, picking the two terms that I have chosen. And now I'm down to 81 articles. And these are academic journals, not peer-reviewed scholarly journals. These are still good journals, they're just not one step above that peer-reviewed scholarly journals. So here's a term, here's Bigfoot cited on Twitter, haha, that's funny. Nature magazine, which is a good magazine. Now any of these I'm interested in, I can actually put my mouse over this little piece of paper with the magnifying glass and get a little summary of the article and see if this is something I might want. Okay. If I want to add it to my folder so that I can print it or email it at one time, I can actually click on this and add it to my folder, which then adds it up here at the top to this folder up here for later usage. Now this will not be here. If you log off your machine or close this out, it will disappear, so make sure you go back to the top and email these to yourself or save them to your flash drive. So I'm going to now come down and say that I want only scholarly journals, so I'm going to click scholarly journals here, and then I'm going to updates, and now I only have 78 articles. I want to know, are there any of these records that mention the word study? So I'm going to put the word study in. And I'm also interested in history. Maybe there's something about the history of these creatures. So I'm going to type for history. I don't care which one I get, whether it's any of these and study or any of these and history. You can see the and here. I'm actually running all of these terms with this one and all these terms with this one. I don't care which one of these two I get. Those are the two things I'm looking for. Oh, this is interesting. It automatically changed something on my hits here to where I no longer have only 78 hits. I believe it dropped my subject, so I'm going to go back here. So I guess in the future, make sure you change your all of your academic or scholarly journals before you pick your subjects. So let me go ahead and do Sasquatch, and let's see what else we got here again. There's my Yeti. I still don't see Bigfoot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take these now. If you want to come back and look this one up, you could add that. I'm just going to add the two that we had earlier. And now we're down to 13. So that was what happened when I ran that last search, when I narrowed it down to, I think it was the peer review journal search, or either running the study in history. I think it was, maybe it was the study in history. It dropped me down, it right back up to a huge number. So now I'm down to 13 again. If I open my search history here, I can see what happened. So I had 78, and then I narrowed it down again with study in history. That's what happened, and it changed my search. It added back up here and dropped all of the subject limiters that I had run earlier in the search. So then when I came back and I went to the limit